So, good morning everyone, and my topic is all about the lesson 9, which is political organization and leadership. So, first, what is political organization? So, political organizations refers to political structure ranging from simple bands to more complex state and nations. So, under political leadership organization, first is we have bands. So bands is an extended family consisting of strong family ties. Mostly band decisions came from the family heads. Also, bands maximum size is up to 30 to 50 people. And also, they share same camps and lifestyles. Bands cease to exist if and only small groups split off or dies. Next is we have tribes. So tribes generally larger consisting of many families, unlike bands which is an extended family ra. Tribes have more social institutions such as chief, big men, or elders. Also in tribes are more permanent. Many tribes are subdivided into bands. Some tribes are made up of official bands to live in specific locations. Example here in the Philippines is the Manobo, Tagabawat, Tibuli, Higaonon, Balaan, Bukidnon, Mamanwa, Mandaya, Mansaka, Sangir, Subanen, Tagakaulo, and Tadasay. Let's proceed to chiefdom. So chiefdom is characterized by social hierarchies and consolidation of political power who control the production and distribution of resources. The leader or chief was a bit like a big man. They are reliant on their persuasive skills but had more controls over resources. Chiefs are often spiritual leaders. Also, members of the chiefdom were required to hand over part of their harvest to their leader. Chiefdom incorporated multiple hamlets, villages, possibly small cities into one political unit. So examples of chiefdom is Trobriand and Tongnan Islander in Pacific, Maori of New Zealand, and ancient Omlek of Mexico. So let's proceed to state and nations. So state refers to the legal entity composed of territory, people, sovereignty, and government, while nation refers to a group of people sharing common culture and political history. So this is the main difference between state and the nation. Now, let's proceed to leadership. So leadership is the process of influencing the thinking, behavior, activities of individuals, groups towards achieving a group goals. So we have 9 styles of leadership. First is we have functional leadership. So functional leaderships, ani nga style sa leadership, ang leaders is gi-accept sa isa ka group because he wields influence sa ilang behavior and thinking sa mga members. Ingan na siya ka-simple. Next is we have status leadership. So sa status leadership, ang leader is gi-accept siya not because naka-influence siya sa member but because he hold as a position just like as a manager, supervisor, director. So mga inga na sila position niya gi-hold. That's why gi-accept sila sa group as a leader. Next is we have task-oriented leadership. So sa task-oriented leadership, leaders are typically less concerned with building relationship with the employees because they give emphasis on the needs and the goals of the organization. So sa ani nga leadership, ang mga leaders nag-focus ra sila sa needs and sa goals sa usa ka organization. Ang kabaliktaran sa task-oriented is we have relationship or person-oriented leadership. So, ani nga type sa leadership is nag-stress siya sa building and maintaining good personal relations between the leader and the member. And less concerned siya for the needs and the feelings of concerned siya sa needs and feelings sa individuals o sa organizations. So, sa task-oriented is gi-emphasis nila ang needs and goals organization. So ani sa relationship and person oriented is mas nag-focus sila sa focus sila of maintaining good personal relations between sa leader and sa ilahang member. So the fifth is transaction leadership. So transaction leadership set a high standards of performance, but it takes interest of everyone. So aning transaction leadership is a combination of task-oriented and relationship-oriented. So aning nga type is nag-focus sad sila sa relationships sa ilahang members o sa leaders, and also sa ilahang needs and goals organizations. So next is we have authoritarian leadership. So authoritarian leadership control over all decisions, make choices based on their ideas and judgments, and rarely accept advice from members. So kahibaw man siguro taon sa ning authoritarian nga leadership. So ang leader is siya ra ang naggunit sa tanang decisions, dili siya mangay og suggestions or decisions gikan sa iyahang members tungod kay iyahang decisions ra gyud ang masunod. Next is we have democratic, kabaliktaran sa authoritarian, which sa democratic leadership is nag-participate ang members sa ilahang leaders. So ang leaders is mudawat siya og suggestions or ideas or any decisions nga gikan sa iyahang members. So members take a more participative role in decision-making process. And democratic leadership also is known as participative leadership or shared leadership. Next is we have traditional-oriented leadership. So this was established practice and norms, perceived changes with no title apprehensions and distrust. So muna ang task-oriented and traditional-oriented leadership. Next is development-oriented leadership. So sa development-oriented leadership, leaders make sure that whatever changes are adopted shall improve the delivery system of the organization. So ani is nag-focus ra sila sa kung unsa man gani ang changes nga mahitabo is dapat mag-improve na siya sa delivery systems of sa organization. So next is we have factors of leadership style. So naatay first is you have levels of education members. Next is you have cultural characteristic of the followers, standard living of the group, particular situations such as emergency situations, crisis-oriented organizations. Lastly, we have maturity of the staff. Now let's proceed to the qualities of a leader. So kita man siguro tanan natin gipangita nga qualities sa isa ka leader. So most people mo ni ang ilahang gipangita nga qualities isa ka leader. First is you have intelligence. Naa sila'y kahibaw about ana. Next is you have dominance. Third is charisma. Fourth is enthusiasm, courage and determination, self-confidence, high sense of integrity, tact and diplomacy, involvement. More to siya last ang involvements. So that's all. Thank you.